He is one of the pioneer pathologists who has changed the trend of pathology practice in India by introducing many advanced algorithms, POCs, next-gen sequencing, flow cytometry, digital pathology, etc. He is expert in setting up wellness centers, hospital lab management, skill training centers, home care, mobile services, public-private partnership and more. He has got multiple awards in appreciations and clinical publication to his credit. He has got a special award by Health Minister of India for setting excellence in laboratory practices in India. Let me welcome Dr. Ravi Gaur from Gaur Path Labs. Please can we have a big round of applause from everyone. Also accompanying him, we have Dr. Sanjay Sachdeva. Please welcome him with a big round of applause, everyone. Dr. Sanjay Sachdeva. Also the founder of Tranquility Now faculty with Life Positive Magazine and Thrive India. I would like to welcome Rachna Nayarji. Can we have applause for her as well?
Good afternoon, everybody. आप सबको मेरा नमस्कार and it's a pleasure to have this being here last 2 days. Yesterday I was there in the morning session. हमने Honorable Governor जी को सुना, Minister जी को सुना, बड़े-बड़े आज महाराजा जी को सुना. We had very great insight what is our ancient the हमारी wisdom है, जो knowledge है, how is that's actually now getting integrated into the medicine and wellness. So I won't take much of your time because we are already behind our schedule. मेरे साथ मेरी 3 members हैं. We have Dr. Sanjay Sachdeva. Sanjay Sachdeva ji is the founder director of Metabalance Healthcare and he runs a very different kind of a concept. There is trying to put holistic medicine or approach integrating every part of our health, whatever the practices would be together. I think we'll hear him once he's here. Thank you, Sanjay, for sparing your time. We have Rachna Nayarji. She is CEO of Hindustan Test Lab, founder Tranquility Now, and she's been 25 with experience of various healing methodologies. So she has come all the way from Yamunanagar. Thank you, Rachna, for sparing your time being here. We have another one called Poonam Bhargava. She is the founder and director of Venan, the Learning Academy. Unfortunately, she is not here. She is somewhere in Europe. So she's been kind enough to give a small video talk, and I think we will probably hear her. She's a counselor and entrepreneur, and this is what we talk about today when we talk about de-stressing on mental health. With this, I think I'll start something what we say that, ancient technologies for enhancing wellness, we all know, includes like meditation, acupuncture, herbal medicine, yoga, Ayurvedic, Panchkarma, a lot of things we have been hearing, and these are all existing today and being practiced here and here in multiple ways. But the new age technologies also includes like biofeedback devices. Now we have virtual reality for relaxation. We have variable trackers जो आपको track करके और app से link कर देते हैं और आपको app guided meditations and stress reduction techniques भी दिखाते हैं. But certainly, I think what's important is like the enhance involves a diverse range of techniques. It's no more limited to this or to this. I'm a practicing oncopathologist. I have handled cancer patients, and in fact, how do you handle not only the cancer patients, but the apprehension of the family? Because that's more important. Because if the ecosystem of the family around the environment, everybody is less stressed, I think patient automatically gets de-stressed. And that's something where I got interest into this, and we found that integrating the various practices of medicine, not only allopathic की हम बात करें या treatment की, illness is one part. That's the treatment part. But I think more important is to be well, firstly. Be well when you are ill, number one, and be well so that you don't fall ill. And these are the 2 categories we are looking into it. But what is the key? The key is to, so many things we have, but the key is to tailor these methods to individual needs while considering cultural and personal preferences and opinions. So alternative or complementary healing practices that are changing the face of holistic wellness today. And this is what more example can be seen, especially after COVID. COVID के बाद हमने सबको, we all realize the importance of Ayush, Ayurveda, our diet, our lifestyle, hygiene, counseling, being together, talking to each other, sharing experience, everything came together. And that is where I think we were able to fight the COVID very well as compared to the other part of the world. Now, please go on to the next slide, please. Now, that is, I will say, the wellness is a mosaic, and alternative healing techniques are unique pieces. Basically, they are multiple pieces together today that complete the picture of holistic health. So, what is required is we have to put them together. We have multiple pieces here and here. We have so many therapies today in our country. Worldwide, there's so many countries. How do you put them together? Integrate them together. That is what is actually a holistic health. This is what I really think from. Now, wellness is a journey. It's not like something you start here. It's a journey. And alternative healing techniques are the compass which guides and points us towards uncharted territories of self-discovery and vibrant health. So that's, I think we have, is a part of a journey, and various techniques when we come across, how we use them and lead to the end point for our happiness and, of course, very health. Next slide, please. Now, there are various dimensions when you talk about wellness. Multiple dimensions, in fact, more and more have been defined. Spirituality, emotion, occupation, environment, financial, social, physical, and intellectual, and there is much, much more actually. So, I mean, when you talk about wellness, what do you do in wellness? I think this is something what we have to think about it, and that really comes from inside of us. We have to define our wellness for us, actually. Next slide, please. Now, this is our holistic approach. Basically, you have to balance between brain, what actually actions, what you're doing, and what you eat, actually. As we seek wellness, let us remember that alternative healing techniques are the bridges between generations, connections to ancestral knowledge, and innovative future. We have inherited a lot of information. In fact, कल मैं यहाँ जब ऑनरेबल गवर्नर जी को सुन रहा था, मंत्री जी को सुन रहा था, तो मुझे अपना स्कूल टाइम याद आ गया. Because at that point of time, today in cancer we talk about personalized medicine. Means any gene which gets mutated, उसको mutation study करने के बाद हम एक specific drug उसको देते हैं, that target therapy. That's why you must have seen chemotherapy that become very, very less painful, and more success is there. But same personalized medicine, if you look back, so I was in class 6, 7 that time, has to frequently cough and cold was very often. So we have very, family relatives, and I think Professor Vani Madhav Shastri ji, I think many of you must have heard his name. He was one of the renowned Ayurveda and Dean of the Medical College of Madhya Pradesh government. My father took me there. So he used to talk about क्या खाते हो, कितने बजे उठते हो, कैसे सफाई, hygiene का, कब्ज का, constipation का, everything used to put. And then he used to make small thing, and this is your medicine. Trust me, it worked wonderfully well. That is what the personalized medicine, when we talk today of personalized medicine, this has already existed generations with us. I think when you integrate these Ayush or other therapies, I think we can always have a personalized wellness solution to us. Next slide. Now, there are listed out complementary and alternative medicine. Multiple techniques have been listed. On the left-hand side, we have Ayurveda, Panchkarma, nutrition, meditation, chiropractic, and so many. I think you have heard a lot about this. Now, there are other things also, counseling and inner healing, self-care and self-awareness, energy healing, functional medicine, music therapy, dance therapy, aromatherapy, Reiki, hypnosis, antioxidant therapies, and progressive. There are multiple more. I will not be talking about, I'll probably talk about what's on the right hand side, and then time is limited, we'll talk about 3-4 of them. What are the noble techniques for wellness, please? Now with this, I think I have, Poonam ji is not here, she is the fund director. I've asked her 4 questions. I think the role of counseling in preventive health care. What is counseling? Counseling क्या है? Then wellness and counseling, how are they interconnected? Counseling ही हम जब तकलीफ होती है हम जाते हैं. But what is wellness and counseling? Now, what is inner healing, and why inner healing is important to our health? Because ultimately, what is visible, what are we inside, that becomes outside. If you and we have the power to heal also. That's something we have seen in the previous session. Maharaj ji को उन्होंने यही बात कहा, self को अंदर की ताकत को पहचानो आप. And why should the youth of today be addressing? How do you address the youth of today? Young generation जो है, आप बहुत सारे लोग बैठे हैं, सबसे ज़्यादा उनको confusion ही है. They have a ancient wisdom, new wisdom, social thing, and so many things. How do they address this? Move on, please. This is a conversation I had and recorded. Welcome, Poonam. I think you start. Play this.
Hi, good afternoon. Poonam, it's a pleasure to have you here. And
I think thank you so much for being here and from the remote location and giving you space and time. So I think straight away I come down to the question what you're looking for and we want to ask you. If you want to probably the very first question in mind is what is the role of counseling in preventive healthcare? And wellness and counseling, you always keep talking about wellness and illness. I think wellness and counseling, how are they interconnected? This is the first question I like to address and give us the
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be attending this from a remote location. Thank you so much for the invite into the Ayushcon group. So I think the two questions, the club questions that you have asked me are very relevant for everybody here. Let's see counseling key definition. Like if we can look at counseling, what it is, and then we can understand the role of counseling in how we can prevent any calamity that can befall us. हमारे ऊपर अगर कुछ भी आता है तो पहले knock होता है डोर पे, हम वो knock नहीं सुनते हैं. So counseling is more about कि किसी ने advice करा, advice, mentor, guide, for what? For anybody's physical well-being and mental well-being and emotional well-being. So Hari forms of counselors are present to take care of the well-being of a being, which is a human being, right? Now, preventive healthcare में its role is very important as to how we can do, because if you can see the way technology and medicine has advanced, even before a disease will happen, अगर screening हो जाए, अगर checkups हो जाए, so well ahead in time, we will be able to figure out if there will be any chronic sickness that the person will be dealing with. And these can also be present around us in the form of people who are looking at us, who are suggesting to us that, hi, why are you not doing a lifestyle change? If suppose someone is a chain smoker, उसको अगर कोई बोले कि यार, come on, take care of your lungs. So it's a counseling that is preventing a very chronic lung cancer to happen. So this is so, we have to be very mindful. And because this is so necessary in today's world where pollution is there, हमारा आगे से ज़्यादा, it's not like how our grandparents were living in a cleaner environment without technological radiation and all. हम लोगों के लिए ये बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. अगर इसको मैं वेलनेस से रिलेट करूँ तो हम ऐसे सोचते हैं जैसे हम एक इंटरसेक्शन पे हैं, एक रोड वेलनेस की है और एक रोड काउंसलिंग. नाउ वेलनेस इज अबाउट अगेन द फिजिकल, इमोशनल, सोशल, स्पिरिचुअल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ अ ह्यूमन बीइंग. And counseling, like how I initially said, that when we are ignoring one area and somebody comes up and says, hey, you are not taking care of your physical aspect, why don't you do yoga, why don't you do jogging? So उस intersection पे अगर हम खड़े हैं तो वहाँ से हम इसको ऐसे देख सकते हैं that listening and seeking advice from somebody will be able to create a personal growth for us, personal manifesto for us, which means it is going to be pushing us towards an active way of life. And that active way of life is going to be more directed towards the than directed towards career or other pursuits. So, इस पूरे realm में एक human being ही रह रहा है, and with the ways that they are all the time competing in, that there are other people who are more health conscious, so we look up to them and we say, oh well, we will automatically imbibe a lifestyle like that. So if we actually go to a counselor and seek an advice from the perspective of all these four components, then it can be seen that yes, they are so intertwined. कितने अच्छे से वो आपस में जुड़े हुए हैं. So इसलिए इनका रोल बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाता है. एंड आजकल काउंसलर्स को और थेरेपिस्ट को हमें सुनना चाहिए from the perspective of nutrition, from the perspective of like you are yourself a physician, as to how we can ward off the ill effects of all the pollutants that are present around us to make us healthier. Dr. Gaur, you're on mute.
Thank you so much. It was a great sharing of
So feedback.
Very, very important day because I think keep us share our feelings and probably go to the right counselor and when we understand our whatever we are going through and probably change will help. They say, like counselor wisdom and a compassionate ear, help out to negate storms and dispel our fear. That's something to talk about. So as we speak, I think as we share, with every word shared, our burden is eased out. And the silence will fill. Alone or with counselor, we find relief and slowly path to wellness is laid down. I think that's what I understood. I think counseling is like a lantern in the night, guiding us towards hope and towards the right direction. Right? I think that's something what we're really talking about. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think today in this conference, our session discussion is on novel technology for enhancing wellness. Because I think counseling and inner healing, I think these are two very, very important parts. There are alternate therapies too, but I think you really have to be well inside. You are capable of doing that. I think you require support and guidance, and I'm sure one can easily come out. With this comes my second question. And that's, I think, an important question today. Because we all know about external healing, physical healing, illness. We all know we go to a doctor, we get all the treatment done. But there's a lot probably which is beyond external healing. That's something called inner healing. So what is inner healing? And why inner healing is important for our health? Now, this is more in context of the youth of today. Because they are the ones who really probably, as we see, that the problem is with a lot of stress and I think they are exposed and they have a lot of issues. So I need to, understand what is inner healing, why it is important, and how do we, the youth of today should be addressing this.
This is also a very, very relevant question. आपकी poem ने काफी अच्छे से ये बताया that if the words are not heard, I think there was this one line there. So first and foremost, I want to ask everybody who's a part of this conference that do we ask ourselves where is self-care in healthcare? So if we are not addressing self, तो हम क्या करते हैं? सेल्फ इज मेड अप ऑफ SELF. हम S को भूल जाते हैं और हम L बन जाते हैं, छोटे बन जाते हैं. तो हम जब छोटे बन जाते हैं तो हमारी सारी जो तकलीफें हैं वो हमें बड़ी नजर आने लगती हैं. तो जब हमने इनर हीलिंग की बात की, दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंस. तो अगर इफ वी डिसाइड कि हमें S को अटैच करके रखना है और हमें L नहीं बनना, छोटा नहीं बनना, so the first thing that we should be doing is that we should turn the gaze inward. Abhi tak eyes were looking outside, so we were seeing. Now when we turn the gaze inward, we will be finding out. So when we get into the self-discovery mode, when we look within, then we will find first क्या है? Inner healing के लिए पहले wounds, अंदर के wounds तो पता चलेंगे. अगर हमारे wounds नहीं पता चलेंगे हम heal कैसे करें? So many times we do not realize that we are having a very bad migraine or we are having an eye strain. Now these are because we are not internally healed, because we could be holding a grudge, a resentment, a trauma from our past life or in the present life. And वो सारे emotions हमारी body में house कर जाते हैं. So first step is that what are my internal wounds? Let me start by addressing it in steps. Let me figure out. Let me see मैं अपने बारे में कितना aware हूँ. Am I not happy with my partner or my daughter or my friend, let me figure out if I am very jealous, if I am very envious of someone, is it that I am harboring shame, किसी ने मुझे humiliate किया. Now these are very toxic emotions. So ये internally हमें जैसे तरीके से erode करते रहते हैं. और हमको सबसे पहले इन negative thoughts and in negative emotions को handle करना. So basically होता क्या है? We have emotions, we have thoughts, we have old beliefs that people give us, and attitude. Attitude is very important. We form it throughout our life. ये चार चीजें हमारे बिहेवियर को गाइड करती हैं. अगर इन चार चीजों में चेंज लाएंगे, then automatically हमारी inner healing होगी and behavior will show a change. So it is nothing but addressing the internal traumas and wounds and negative, thoughts, and then convert them into a positive scenario so that हमारे अंदर healing start हो, which will be visible in the outside world. Now, when you ask me to relate it to the youth of today, okay? See what the pandemic did. Pandemic brought out all these from our subconscious into our environment. People used to go away from each other. People used to find me time. अब वहाँ me time मैच हो गया. वहाँ you have to continuously, conform to the other person. You have to adjust. You have to compromise. So आपकी internally सब खलबली मच गई अंदर. There wasn't any calm there. There wasn't any counselor there who could say कि नहीं, okay, अब आप थोड़ी सी techniques कर लो, okay, और कुछ नहीं तो आप अपनी scenery change कर लो. Because everybody got along. Now, for that perspective, they have also formed a certain mind shift in this 2.5 years. So today's youth is really supposed to have emotional intelligence. They should be able to label their emotions as to what they are feeling. And अगर वो feel करें कि मुझको hurt है, then they can say that hurt is upon me. I am not hurt. Hurt as a butterfly has come and flat upon me. And now I will just work on it so that it leaves. So then I will not say that I am so hurt. I will say I got hurt but I have recovered or revived or healed. So
I think we'll stop here because I think the time is short. But in any case, that's a part of the inner healing की हम जब बात करते हैं. Because this is all based on an emotion that we talk about. What I think earlier also we had in the previous session, and I think आप लोगों को शायद पता हो, because primarily हमारे कितने emotions होते हैं? Anybody can guess how many emotions we have? आप बता सकते हो आप emotion 1, 2, 3, 4 कितने emotions हैं? Anybody 5, 6, 10, 50? Actually, if you look at this, we have what we call it, emotions are primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary about art emotions. Secondary, total about 34,000 emotions. There are products of various emotions and हमारी body उसी से react करती है. I think once we understand our primary emotion से हम उसी से affect होते हैं और अपने action करते हैं. If you can control your primary emotion, you know your primary emotion, you can actually take care of yourself and inside out. Before I move on to the next speaker, I like to say small things. हमारे दिमाग brain structure है. एक आपने शायद सुना होगा एक owl brain बोलते हैं और एक chimp brain. Chimp brain का जो part, owl brain is the prefrontal cortex का part. Now chimp brain is what chimpanzee? It's a story. एक owl और एक chimpanzee एक boat में जा रहे थे. That boat was called mine. And जब भी वो sea में जाते थे, तो chimpanzee को wave आती थी, घबराता था, start crying, start jumping, पूछता था, anger, anguish kind of thing. Owl every time बोलता था यार ठीक. They carried on like this. रात हो जाती थी तो again इसको रात में कूद के साइड में बैठ जाता था. चीफ उसको रात को अपनी बोट को रिपेयर करता था. Ultimately the chief replies, chimpanzee like could realize नहीं है. I have to listen to owl. वो जो कह रहा है वो ठीक. That's exactly what happens in our brain. We have chimp brain, which is the primitive system in the brain which you do not control. And its control, that it will think for itself and work with drive instincts what we have. But जो आपकी instinct हैं वही आपको drive करती हैं. And our brain is what makes a final decision of what we will do based on what chimp is saying and what is thinking. So if you put them together, utilize your chimp. And our brain in scientific term prefrontal cortex होता है, उसको वहाँ पूरी thinking processes हमारा वहीं होता है. तो our brain उस area को हम लोग So with this, I think what we are saying that in the field of wellness, counseling, I just talked about counseling is like a guiding light. So not just in illness does it find its start, but helps in prevention and takes care of every healing heart. Like a canvas of choice, colors so vast, counseling points the present and past, empowering minds to pave their way to bring brighter tomorrows to come what may. Let's embark on the journey of grace. Counseling is mapped in every space. This is one part of healing we're talking about. One part of our health का एक part है. इसी को integrate करना चाहिए. Any of you want to actually connect with Ms. Poonam Bhargava? This is a website, phone number. You can always note it down. And probably any query you can always write back and maybe she can reply back. With this, thank you Poonam very much. And I think I'll move on to the next speaker, Rachna Ayushji. And she is been kind enough to come all the way, and she'll be talking about distress to de-stress, and I think we'll all look forward.